Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney with arguably one of the most exciting videos that I have had the pleasure of filming, maybe ever, on the channel, because today is the release of the newest Love Notion pattern that Tomcat Stitchery is a collaborator on. We got to design this pattern. Tammy and her drafting skills made it came to life over at Love Notions, and I am so excited to share this pattern with you and to talk you through the newest Love Notions pattern, which is the Bridget trousers. So let's, and that's what I've got. All three of these are all Bridget's. So let's just talk a little bit about the whole process and like how they came to be as a pattern, and then I'll talk you through all the ins and outs of the pattern and all that kind of stuff. So I was looking, actually for a while now, for a couple of years now, I've really been looking for a pair of Ponte trousers, not just pull-on Ponte pants, which I feel like there are patterns out there for that, and I've made some with success, but I really wanted a pair of actual trousers, like what you would see in the stores, what you would see at an Ann Taylor or Bowden or J. Crew when they do a Ponte style trouser, something that is a actual trouser, and just have never really found one. Plenty of woven trouser patterns out there, but that was something that I was really looking for. So I did some hacking around creating pairs with Love Notions, and Jenny had the idea. She was like, do you think that Tammy would create a pattern? Maybe we could work together. So reached out to them. They were very receptive and like, yes, let's do this. I think this is a great idea. This has all been in the works for a year, at least. A little over, well, about a year. So very excited. Finally, we decided to do it, obviously with being a little bit more weather appropriate, to release it this fall. And today's the day, which is very exciting. We've gone through all the whole testing process and everything. But this is the newest trouser. Now, if you look, especially, like I just noticed recently, Bowden actually has a trouser called the Belgravia. I mentioned it in Friday's video, but it is pretty much a dupe for this. The leg's a little bit wider on the Belgravia, which would be a very easy hack and maybe something that we'll do on the channel at some point. But I wanted to do a leg on this that was a little bit more classic, something that people could slim down if they wanted to, or make wider if they wanted to, which is a very easy thing to do. Again, I'll probably do something on that. Stay tuned. But yes, that was kind of the whole point of these trousers. So let me walk you through all of the different bits and pieces that go with the Bridget trouser. Number one, they are made in Ponte fabric. If Ponte scares you, especially now that most of us are ordering online, don't worry. I've got a video coming up on Friday where we're going to be talking all about Ponte fabric. What to look for when you're shopping for it, especially in regards to the Bridget, but any project that you might be working on with Ponte. We're going to be talking all things Ponte, aspects of it, all that kind of thing. So stay tuned for Friday's video. But I have used actually, so this is a similar weight to this, but this is a heavier weight Ponte that I've got on the mannequin here. These two are just a little bit on the thinner range of kind of what I recommend as far as Pontes are concerned, but you don't have to just use Ponte. I have got, you need 25% stretch in this pattern. So we had testers that used Liverpool. We have testers, Scuba would work fine for this pattern. A really thick interlock would work good for this pattern. Even some stretch wovens, and there are a couple of the testers actually use stretch woven. If you've got something really stretchy that has at least 25% stretch, you could use it on this pattern. There's a little bit of positive ease at the hip and also at the waist. Not much, but there is some at the waist. So you could totally use a stretch woven as well for this if you wanted to, but you do want some stretch. At least 25% for the way that it was drafted. So many different fabrics that you can use. And guys, I am not even joking when I tell you that it feels like I'm wearing pajamas. Jenny had this pair on earlier when we were filming some twirls and stuff. And she's like, these are very comfortable. And I said, yes, and that is the purpose of these. It's a trouser that you can wear just as easily with tennis shoes and a t-shirt and go very casual, as well as making a knit blazer, which I will show you in just a second that I made. A knit blazer. In fact, I'm going to go get the knit blazer. Hang on. Okay, here is the knit blazer. But it can just as easily be paired with a knit blazer, and you have the world's most comfortable suit for any kind of office wear. This is the Metro Blazer, the Love Notions Metro Blazer. Made them all in a matching plaid ponte, and you've got yourself a plaid suit. So just perfect. I'm chef's kiss on this. So the features on this, I did want them to be functioning trousers. So they have got a functioning zip fly. They have got a closure at the top that can be, I've used hook and bar on all of my pairs. That's just my preference. I like a nice flat here for trousers, but you could also do a button and buttonhole. That's in the pattern. It features belt loops, so you can add belt loops and the belt there. Obviously a waistband. We've got functional slash pockets here at the front, and the pocketing goes all the way to the front part of the pant, and we use a lightweight woven for that actually. So it kind of helps smooth things out through the upper tummy area, which is also really, really nice. And it helps to stabilize pocket opening as well. And we do have it, there's interfacing that we're putting there too. Also the pant, again, it's a straight leg to wide leg style on the pant. And then you have the option for either a faux welt or a functional welt. And actually the pair of pants I'm wearing right now, this was the pair that I made for the tutorial that's actually in the pattern. So the pattern includes some hyperlinks in there that actually take you to a tutorial where I'm showing you how to do the zip fly, as well as how to do a faux welt pocket and a functional welt pocket. So there's video tutorials that go along with that are included in the pattern. But I've got the faux welt on that side, and the functional welt, which I could get my hand all the way in there if I wanted to, functional welt on that side, just because I needed to be able to show you how to do both welts. I think the faux welt's my preference, but they have both options are available. It also comes in sizes 0 to 32, and it features a cut line for a flatter rear or a fuller rear. So you can kind of pick which scoop that you need in the back for your shape of rear end. And there are also guidelines in the pattern on how to choose which one to use, which I think is also very helpful as well. The pattern also features a full belly front or a standard belly front. So there are those options as well in the pattern if that's something that Love Notions has started doing on a lot of their pant patterns that I find really, really helpful. So there you have it. It is just a really fantastic pattern with a lot of different options. And again, the styling, it's really more the styling options that I am super, super excited about with this pattern. So let's talk a little bit about fabric a little bit more. So I am wearing this pair, and this is in a ponte from the Sewing Studio. And we have a coupon code for the Sewing Studio. She has quite a few different colors of ponte right now. And I would say, generally I'm saying you want about a 350 GSM weight, which is grams per square meter, weight on your ponte, give or take 20 to 30 GSM. So if it's a little higher than that, 20 to 30 higher, 20 to 30 lower, that's fine. I'm pretty sure this is the Ponte Twill from Surge Fabrics, and I think it's 320. And I would say that it is very similar in weight to what this pair that I've got on. So I would say this is probably the same weight. Sewing Studio does not have the weight of their fabric on their website, but Surge does. And I would say that these are very similar. So this is the Rust Red, I think it's called. But again, Sewing Studio does have quite a few colors. So you'll want to go check that out. But again, this is the Twill from Surge Fabrics, which makes a really lovely pair of trousers, and it is a fantastic color. She's got it in a few different colors, so you can really go over there and pick. The plaid here is also from Surge, and she has got, I think, 2 or 3 different colorways of plaids in the ponte. This, I think, is 350 or maybe 340, something like that. This is probably the perfectly ideal weight for what you want to use. Mood Fabrics also has their Papilio, I think is how you say it, ponte, which comes in so many colors, like 35 colors or something. That is a 390 GSM, I think. And I've also, when I was playing around, I can't wear them anymore. They're too big, but I was also playing around with that ponte, and it also works really, really well for this pattern, but it's on the upper end of what I would suggest for fabrics on these. So those are just some ideas. Again, you can buy ponte in so many different ways, and we're going to be talking more about that, about the fabric, the percentages on blends and all that kind of stuff more on Friday. So definitely tune back in on Friday, and not just for Ponte for these pants, but also Ponte in general when you are purchasing for any of your Ponte purchases, your Ponte sewing plans. The reason I love Ponte is that number one, it is extremely comfortable to wear because it's a knit, easy to sew because it's a very stable knit, and it doesn't, I shouldn't say it doesn't wrinkle. If you wad it up in a ball and stuff it into the bottom of your, laundry basket, it is probably going to get some wrinkles, but especially the ones that have a little bit higher rayon content. But for the most part, it is perfect for travel, for being in at work all day, no matter what your work situation is. So comfortable, and then also pretty resistant to creases, especially when you get a little bit higher nylon or poly content into your Ponte. So perfect. Anyway, the pattern is on sale right now from it's on current sale. Now, while I know you guys are very accustomed to me having Love Notions codes, and I still have a code that works for every other pattern, but because I'm a collaborator on this pattern, my code does not work for the Bridget. It works on every other pattern in the Love Notions catalog and all the patterns going forward, but it just does not work on the Bridget. But if you would like an additional 10% off the sale price, there are so many, I think about 25 of us, ambassadors that all have individual codes that I would definitely urge you to go have a look-see. And I will link to the ambassador page down below so you can grab one of those ladies and use one of their codes for purchasing this pattern so you can get that additional 10% off. But again, my code just doesn't work on this pattern. It works on all the other ones. So, and I've got this paired with the Love Notions Ballad. This is the Love Notions Rhapsody. This is the Love Notions Summer Basic Tank, and the Love Notions Metra. And honestly, I told Jenny, I was looking through, trying to decide what to pair with all of these, and looking at the way that Bowden specifically, just because they've got a similar pair of pants in their catalog right now, how they were styling it and pairing it with different patterns. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could make so many different Love Notions patterns to match these pants. Another perk also of sewing in a color palette to match these and have an entire wardrobe. I am ready for all of the Bridget trousers. This may be my official uniform for this fall and winter. So stay tuned. You may be seeing a lot of them. All right, guys, that is all I have got for today. I hope you guys love this pattern as much as I do. You definitely want to grab it this week while it's on release sale, and then find one of those ambassadors to use their coupon code to get that additional 10% off. I will be back, like I said, on Friday, and we will be talking all things Ponte, so make sure to check back in then. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. Find some time to sew, and until next time, happy sewing. Bye.